He thought he was anonymous, thought he could blackmail my friend with her own photos, threaten her safety, and walk away clean. What he didn't know, I'm a lawyer, and I don't play. If you've ever wanted to see karma delivered with legal precision, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe for more true revenge stories, and drop a comment if you've ever helped someone take justice into their own hands. Let's get into it. This story isn't about me. Not really. It's about my friend. Someone kind, trusting, and just a little too generous with people who don't deserve it. Let's call her Emily. Emily met this guy online. We'll call him David. On the surface, David was charming, thoughtful, engaging. It's the kind of guy who always said the right thing at the right moment. They met through a shared interest Discord group, and from there, things escalated. Long chats, side jokes, flirting, pictures. You get the idea. Emily, being the trusting person she is, sent a few intimate photos. Nothing outrageous, nothing illegal, just personal, vulnerable. Because she thought David was the real deal, said he worked in Europe, said he'd be traveling near her soon for business. Even floated the idea of meeting up. She was hopeful, until the tone shifted. Little red flags started popping up. David got cagey about details, dodged specific questions, started pressuring her more. Then, when Emily finally said she wasn't comfortable meeting in person, everything changed. The charming guy disappeared in his place. Threats. If you don't cooperate, I'm posting your pictures. He even showed screenshots of folders, like he had already saved everything. I know where you live. I'll send them to your work, to your parents. Emily called me in tears. Her voice was shaking. Her hands were shaking. I remember because I could hear the panic in every breath. That's when the red mist hit. Let me be clear, I'm an attorney. I've seen a lot. But hearing someone threaten my friend like that, I wasn't angry, I was focused. And that's a much scarier thing to be. David thought he was smart. He wasn't. Because even though he'd used a fake name, a vague location, and anonymous accounts, he made one critical mistake. He trusted Emily enough to send his face. And I trusted the internet to do the rest. First, I compiled every photo he sent her. Every detail, every pixel. One image had him in a polo shirt, branded with a company logo. Subtle but there. I took that, cross-referenced it with the username he used, and searched on TikTok. Boom. His handle was active. A few poorly lit videos, one showing the same face. From there, found his Instagram. He'd used the same screen name, a classic rookie mistake. And wouldn't you know it, he used his real name on Instagram, which led me straight to LinkedIn. And there he was. Full name, work title, company. And yes, the same logo from the polo. Gotcha. But I wasn't done. Emily still had messages from him, screenshots of the threats, a picture of his motorcycle, clearly showing his license plate, conversations where he talked about a workplace incident, bragging about hooking up with someone at his job, including in the office. Gross. One photo even showed his company laptop, with proprietary info, Outlook calendar, and a timestamp. You'd think a blackmailer would be more careful with sensitive data. I spent 45 minutes compiling everything into a legal-style brief. Nothing fancy. Just precise, brutal, undeniable. I tracked down his company's executive contacts, CEO, VP of HR Director of Operations, Public Relations Manager. All public info. Then I wrote the email. Subject line, formal notice, employee involved in criminal conduct and security breach. I laid it all out. Screenshots of the blackmail and threats photo evidence linking his online alias to his real identity, proof of him sending pictures from inside the company, proprietary information displayed carelessly. A documented threat against a U.S. citizen on U.S. soil, which, under U.S. federal law, is classified as a federal crime. I didn't stop there. I informed them I'd be forwarding everything to our country's cybercrime division and the FBI's field office handling international digital crimes. Conveniently, one where a former law school friend of mine now worked as an assistant U.S. attorney. Finally, I attached a paragraph explaining that since their employee intended to travel to the U.S. soon, which David himself had confirmed, I would ensure he was met with the proper legal response upon landing. If they chose to proceed with his employment, I made it crystal clear. This wasn't about embarrassment. This was about accountability. With the license plate and workplace confirmed, I also reached out to his local police. I had everything they needed. Motive means evidence, identity. I told them exactly how to verify it. The fallout was immediate. Within hours, Emily received a message from an unfamiliar email. It was the company's legal counsel. They expressed deep concern, stated that the matter was under internal review, and confirmed that David had been suspended indefinitely pending investigation. She never heard from David again. No more threats, no more messages. His accounts? Wiped, deleted, gone. We later heard from a third party that he'd been fired. Not just fired, blacklisted. His company had a zero-tolerance policy on workplace harassment, data misuse, and, well, being an international idiot. And the best part, he never saw it coming. Some people think the internet makes them untouchable, that behind a fake name and a screen, they can ruin lives without consequence. But anonymity is a fragile mask, and once it slips, justice doesn't knock, kicks down the door. If you found that satisfying and believe the world needs way more of this kind of justice, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment. What would you have done if someone threatened your friend like that? Till next time, stay safe. Never underestimate the power of a well-connected attorney with a grudge and an internet connection.